guys, Darren here for Till Last Credit. So, Justice League is coming out this weekend, and we were just like, hey, we kind of want to talk about some of the films that came out before Justice League, and, not before, well, yeah, before Justice League, some of the previous films in the DC film universe. We wanted to kind of go back and, do a retrospective, if you will, and lo and behold, we recorded one, but it was about 6 months ago, when Wonder Woman was coming out. We recorded it on the day that Wonder Woman came out, and, yeah, it never really got uploaded because of reasons, and, but we did give our thoughts on Wonder Woman, which you can see here, but in that video, we talked about our anticipation of the DC Universe moving forward, and also, we reviewed, Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, and Suicide Squad, so we were all kind of just sitting around like, I was just like, hey guys, we have this DC Universe retrospective that we can upload. What do you think? And they were just like, you know what? We should probably upload it. And, because that's still our thoughts on the films that are coming out. Justice League's coming out, so that'd make good for the week. And I was just like, yeah, we should totally do that. And they were just like, man, Darren, you're the greatest. And I was just like, you know what? You're probably right. So, yeah, we're going to upload this thing. You guys can watch it. It's about an hour long, and we're just talking about all of the DC films. Just keep in mind, it was about 6 months ago, so we have a review of Wonder Woman. We have 2 reviews of Wonder Woman, which you can see, which you guys can go see on our channel. But yeah, this was before, I think this is around the time the second trailer for Justice League dropped, so yeah, this is pretty much just our retrospective and what we thought of the last 3 films in the DC universe. So with all that, I'm gonna stop talking, and yeah, there you go. Just fucking do it. Alright, Till the Last Credit coming at you guys with our latest podcast, our latest discussion podcast. This is going to be more of an editorial. We're going to get into some things. It might get a little heated. It might not. We'll see. Because we're talking about the DCEU. We're talking about the last 3 films that they've released. The DCEU is now about 4 or 5 years old now. And, Wonder Woman is coming out this week. It's coming out today, as we're speaking. It's coming out later today, and soon the entire world will get to, experience Wonder Woman. So yeah, we're just going to take this time to go over, the last films in the DC universe, and we're also going to talk about the future of the DCU, what we want to see from the DCU, and what movies we might be dying to kind of see come to life from this universe. So I'm Darren Leslie Jr. I'm your host today, and I'm also joined by Dylan Boyd. Dylan, how you doing?
Great.
And I'm also joined by Miller Farrell. How you doing, man?
Good.
And I'm also joined by our guest Will Abbott. Will, how you doing?
Fuck you, Darren.
Damn! Good to have you
back. That's an anticipation. That's an anticipation of the dumb shit I know you're about to say about fucking Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman.
Glad to have you too. Glad to have you too. So, the DCU started somewhere in between 2014 and 15. I'm not going to say Man of Steel.
I think it really started in 2011 with Green Lantern.
It was supposed to. It was also supposed to start in 2006 with Superman Returns. But
the Dracula Untold of the DC Extended Universe.
It was also supposed to start in 2007. But with
I can definitely see Superman Returns and Green Lantern existing in the same universe.
With it was supposed to start in 2007 as well with Justice League Immortal, but that never happened. But yeah. So the DCU's kind of started somewhere in between 2014 and 15. A list of films was released that probably might not see the light of day, and those who have seen the light of day, I wish they didn't. But Zack Snyder, Charles Roven, Deborah Snyder, they've all been put in charge of this universe, and this universe kind of started with a film called Man of Steel. Man of Steel was the Superman reboot that I think a lot of people were waiting for. We haven't really had a Superman movie. It was about a 6-year gap. Man of Steel was pretty much the Incredible Hulk of Superman, because Hulk and Incredible Hulk, there was that 6-year gap, and then Superman Returns and Man of Steel, there was that 6-year gap. So, we've all been waiting, and Zack Snyder was announced in about 2009 to be helming this film after Watchmen, which I think is an incredible film, and a lot of us here think is an incredible film as well. So he pretty much took the helm of this, and Henry Cavill was cast as the role of Clark Kent, Superman. And, you know, Zack Snyder did a couple of different things with Superman, bringing him back into the limelight and kicking off this universe. So I want to start with you, Miller. What do you think? Like, what are your general thoughts on Man of Steel? How were you excited for this film when it was coming out? And, you know, how has it really, not how you initially saw it, how has it kind of, where are you with it now instead of, like, when you first saw it? Like, how has it grown on you?
Well, I was really excited for it because I was curious to see what DC would do with their own shared universe, since Marvel has great success with it. Then
The Clown?
Sorry? What?
Oh, I said The Clown.
You said great success, and you paused, and you said it, and Darren said the clown.
I don't get the joke.
It the clown.
Never mind. Just keep
Oh,
it.
okay.
Damn it, Miller.
Fucking Miller, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry I didn't get a reference. But, yeah, I was really excited for it. I was a big supporter of Zack Snyder when he was announced. Everyone was like, this movie's gonna suck. And I'm like, fuck all you guys. This is gonna be his magnum opus. He's gonna nail it. And then he was added on in October 2010. Henry Cavill was added on January 2011. So this movie really took a long time, which is fine because movies can do that. Where this movie really took a long time to get going because it was originally going to come out in December 2012. So there was a lot of hype and anticipation with how, like, because I was just really curious, like, oh, this different interpretation of Superman that Goyer was talking about. I mean, I was kind of, like, a little disappointed that they used right from the get-go, that they used General Zod, just because I've seen him before, and it seems like we just keep getting Superman villains that we've seen before, but, I mean, it didn't mean it couldn't be done well. But then, with Man of Steel, it's like, I don't know why, like, no one, it seemed like, was ever worried for that movie. Because, like, the trailers just kept coming out, they were incredible, just getting better and better, and it just made my anticipation for the movie grow and grow. And then I saw the movie, and I liked it, but I thought it could have been improved in a lot of ways. Then, just, the more I thought about it, the more that movie's just bad. That is a really bad movie. And I think it has its good aspects, like the cast, even if they're not used the best way. They're all talented. And I think it's just more, this movie is just more, I mean, I think Zack Snyder has problems with the directing in places. But I think it's more just a writing movie. The weakness of the screenplay really comes in, and, like, Warner Brothers and them was never really worried about this movie because, like, oh, Christopher Nolan, he pitched the movie. Story, oh, it's going to be great because anything Nolan does is gold automatically. But yeah, like I said, I think it's more of a writing thing than a directing thing. I think given a really great screenplay, Zack Snyder can turn in a good movie, like what he did with Watchmen. And then, but yeah, just a very bland movie, and it just was not the movie, like, I mean, it did enough to start the DC Extended Universe off, for better or worse, successfully, but, yeah, it just tried to be Batman Begins without really doing what Batman Begins did well. So yeah, just a disappointing movie that is just the best. I keep going in circles, but the best way I can say it, it's just a bad movie. Like, good things about it, but it's disappointing overall. But I think Henry Cavill, despite not being used well, made for a good Superman, and I really want to see him. I'm really curious to see how he continues to develop the role.
But yeah, Will, what are your thoughts? Like, how has Man of Steel grown on you? And do you, like, were you excited about the movie when it was coming out? And do you still how do you still feel about it?
Well, all through the production process was like a roller coaster for me. I mean, Superman is my favorite superhero. I named my firstborn Kal-El for Pete's sake. But, like, there were a lot of points where I was excited for it, and then other announcements where I was like, oh, good, fucking Tim Burton's Superman is finally going to be made into, finally going to make it on the screen. Which is not a good thing. That's not a good feeling that I was having. So during the production process, there were peaks and valleys for me emotionally, but when the movie came out, I really enjoyed it. I really did. I thought that it definitely had the spirit of everything that is Superman, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but I'm going to tell you right now you're incorrect. Because it does. It's clearly Superman. Is it a new take on Superman? Yeah, but there's room for that. I was a teenager. I started reading comics in the 90s, in 1992. All through my formative comic reading years, Elseworlds was a big thing, and I loved the Elseworlds stories. I loved seeing the characters that I loved in a new light, and I thought that's what Man of Steel did for Superman. It was still Superman. You look at it and you're like, this is fucking Superman, but it was doing its own thing, and that's okay. There's room for that. When you look back, every Superman has been a little bit different. Dean Cain was completely different than what Christopher Reeve had done. And Christopher Reeve was completely different than what George Reeves had done. But there's room for all these different Supermen, because if you do the same thing over and over again, it gets stale. I don't want to see somebody, and that was the problem that I felt that Superman Returns had, was it was trying too hard to be Christopher Reeve instead of just letting Brandon Routh be his version of Superman. They kept telling him, no, you have to be this version. And I liked that they let Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill do their version. I really enjoyed that. And I thought that it made the Superman origin story interesting. If there's one origin story that's been done to death, it's fucking Superman. We saw Superman's origin in the first movie serial, in the first episode of the George Reeves TV series, in the first Christopher Reeve movie, and then thankfully in Lois and Clark they didn't do it, in Smallville they didn't do it, and now they were doing it again, but they did it in such an interesting way. To be honest, looking back at the Richard Donner Superman, that's a brilliant movie. It's a brilliant movie. It really is. But the Krypton stuff is kind of boring once you've seen it once. I didn't get that from Man of Steel. Man of Steel, every time I watch it, the Krypton stuff is interesting. They made Jor-El interesting. They built upon the Jor-El-Zod rivalry, I thought, brilliantly. And even though in the Christopher Reeve version, like, Zod's whole motivation was this vendetta against Jor-El, you never really understood why, other than he sent me to the Phantom Zone, so fuck him and fuck his kid. But you really get to see it in Man of Steel, and I thought that was great. And Krypton was an actual planet. It was a place. It wasn't just, ice crystals. So I really thought... Yeah.
Darren, are you recording this?
Yes.
Okay, because my thing just fucked up. Okay.
Awesome.
So
but, can I continue?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. But I really liked what Zack Snyder brought to this. And I don't think Man of Steel is Zack Snyder's magnum opus. I think if you ask Zack Snyder, he'll say it's Sucker Punch, which fuck that movie. But I think Zack Snyder's magnum opus is Watchmen, okay? He still hasn't topped Watchmen. Watchmen is an amazing movie. But Man of Steel was really good, and it really made me interested in seeing where they go with this version of Superman. So, I mean, I was on board, and I'm still on board. I still love that movie. And I love Henry Cavill as Superman, and I can't wait to see what they do with Justice League.
Yeah, me personally, I do not like this movie. I still do not like this. Like, okay, to be fair, I haven't seen the problem with this video that we're doing right now. I haven't seen Batman in versus Superman in about a year. I haven't seen Man of Steel in about a year. Unfortunately, I saw Suicide Squad a few months ago. So So yeah, I just have like, but I watched all these films. I think I watched Man of Steel and Batman v Superman back to back. When I was really deep in my channel, and I did a review on Man of Steel, just like how we're doing now, a little bit of a retrospective. And what I found is, I like the first hour of the movie because I feel like it's going somewhere, and like is a strong word, because like when I first saw this movie, I was so fucking... guys have no idea how excited I was for this movie, because I really wanted Superman to come back to theaters, Superman to be this hero again, just to be this all-encompassing thing, and I got really hyped up, and I was really let down the next morning I woke up, because I just really did not like this movie, and there are things, and like I said, there are things in the movie that I did like. I love Feora. Feora to me is the villain of Man of Steel. Feora is amazing. I like the Smallville battle. I think the Smallville battle, to me, even when I first saw it, I was just like, this is Justice League Unlimited come to life. Like, how they're throwing each other through buildings and, like, crashing through asphalt was incredible. And I like Diane Lane as Martha Kent. I think she's one of the best castings. Best castings ever in a comic book film. She just really brings something. Even though I don't really like her character.
And Darren, if I can interject here for a moment.
Go ahead.
You mentioned the Smallville battle. That's another one of the things that I really love about this movie. Not just the Smallville battle, but the battle of Metropolis. There are real stakes. You get the feeling of two Supermen beating the crap out of each other. That's something you never got in Superman 2. You know, those battles, especially in the theater in the surround sound, they rattle your teeth. I thought that was brilliant. So go ahead.
Yeah, the Battle of Smallville is not brilliant. But the music in this film I thought was also phenomenal as well. Hans Zimmer's score is one of the most memorable things I will ever hear. I think Henry Cavill can do good as Superman. I don't think he's being given the moment. But there's even moments in Man of Steel where you're just like, that's Superman. Like, that's the authority, but also he's not like a dick. He's not like, you know, he doesn't walk over you, but he's still just like, hey, you know, I'm still a good guy, but it's just I have to get some stuff done. But overall, I just like the last hour of this movie is a semi-smarter Michael Bay film. It's a bunch of fucking explosions. I do not like Zod. It's you know, even the whole entire, like, when the Black Zero starts firing, like, just logic. Like, when the Black Zero starts firing over Metropolis, and you have these fucking jets firing at the Black Zero, hey, if 10 missiles don't work, and the rest of those missiles are going into the city, why are you still firing at it? So it's just, like, this stupid shit like that, and also the destruction of Metropolis. I get, like, sure, stakes, whatever, but the thing is, like, Superman does not give a shit, and if there's certain, that's one of those things that you could fix easily, very, very easily, because, like, the thing is, when he lands in a fucking graveyard, and the first thing he does is kisses his girlfriend. You're in a fucking graveyard! A lot of fucking people are dead! You're not even gonna look, you're Superman, you're not even gonna look around and be like, hey.
That kiss was forced as hell, too.
And that, too, and it's just like, you're not gonna look around and be like, hey, a lot of people are dead inadvertently because of me, because I wanted to find my people, and I sent a signal out to space to a fucking madman. This is kind of my fault. And he doesn't even take a moment to pause and reflect on that, and that bugs me to some things about this character, because my main thing about Man of Steel 2, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Like, they go and they make this movie because this is a reintroduction of Superman. This is a reboot of Superman, and they go, and like a lot of things they do in this movie, they go off of the fact that we know who Superman is, but the thing is, you are reintroducing this character. Who is this Superman? If this is a reintroduction of Superman, who is Clark Kent in this movie? Not what we know from the comic books. Who is this guy? Why doesn't he like killing? Why does he want to save people? Because his parents didn't raise him to be like that. Unlike what we know from the comic books, his parents raised him to be like, hey, let the kids in the bus drown. Hey, be paranoid. There's just certain things about this movie that just bugs me, and it can all be fixed at the script, and they don't worry about that. Man, Zack Snyder directs this film fine. He really does. And like I said, I like a lot of the action in it. But it's just some of the story beats and just how they treat this as a reboot and as something that's trying to reinvigorate a franchise and bringing this character back. They do not do a good job at it. I mean, it's just... But I don't want to keep on going on because Dylan still has to talk to me. I also have more films to talk about. But Dylan, how do you feel about Man of Steel?
Now that you're talking about all your negatives, I'm starting to dislike this movie more.
Why should
watched
his
Man of Steel
negatives
last
have
night.
any effect on you?
Well,
He just
he's
gets to
bringing
thinking
things
about
to light that I hadn't thought about.
Well, that's because he's incorrect. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh my
Shut up.
Jesus
I
Christ.
like Man of Steel. When I first saw Man of Steel, I loved it. My hype for that movie was insane when it was coming out. But I loved it when I first saw it. And over the course of the past, 3-4 years, I've started to dislike it more because, I've just because I've grown and discovered more about film and became more of a critic. But I like the first act of this movie. I like seeing him become Superman, even though I think it happens a little too fast. And I like the second act too. But I think one of my problems with this movie is some of the dialogue. Some of the dialogue's iffy, some of the dialogue's great. I think Zod's a great villain. I think Henry Cavill's a great Superman. Diane Lane's a great Ma Kent. All the casting in this movie is fucking great. Zod is great. Superman, I like Superman's character, but I really don't like the fight scenes as much as I want to like them, and as how on paper how fucking awesome they sound. It gets to a point, even the Battle of Smallville, I dislike the Battle of Smallville more than I do the final fight, because it's just so fucking insane, and it's to a point to where it's too insane and it just feels stale because it's been done so much.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's too insane? Because you got to think about it. These are two gods battling it out. I mean, it should be insane.
But it should be a point where it actually can end, because even like the end of the fight, like 2 planes crash into a street. Like, what are we still doing?
And
Like, it's just
my least favorite part of Man of Steel is when Zod kicks the LexCorp gas tanker to Superman, and Superman just
watches,
flies over it, and it just fucking explodes and knocks down a fucking parking garage.
And he literally just
And
looks up at it like,
about it.
Yeah, he's like, huh.
He does like a
something,
dance move
isn't
to
it?
avoid the...
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, and then that's done so much, and there's just so much destruction. It's just you feel overwhelmed, and it's just you don't feel any more stakes to it anymore. At least to me, that's what I get from it. When I watch this movie now, I don't feel anything from it anymore.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
I just don't feel any tension. What were you going to say, Darren?
No, and that's another thing about this movie too. And I know there's more films, so we have to move on. But yeah. But there's another thing in this movie. This bugs me about Age of Ultron too. I love that film, I really do. But this bugs me about Age of Ultron and Man of Steel. They lack consequence. They absolutely lack consequence in their final battles. In Age of Ultron, a city fucking is destroyed. Like part of a continent is destroyed. In the later half of that film, they never bring it up again. And the same thing happens.
Addresses that.
Yeah, but that's the problem. But that's the problem.
But the thing is, Batman v Superman.
Don't talk at the same time.
That's another thing. But that's the thing that bugs the shit out of me. Civil War and Batman v Superman. Your consequences aren't relating to your film. You're dealing with that in another film, and that's not the way it should work. Those consequences... No. Those consequences...
Darren, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But with an ongoing cinematic universe, much like any other comic book storyline, that's just the nature of the beast, though, because some of the stakes, some of the consequences are going to be felt in other movies. And I completely agree with you that traditionally that's not how it's supposed to work, but that's how it works now.
But
I mean, you do feel the consequences of Sokovia in Civil War. You do see that in the next film. And the same thing, you do see the consequences of Man of Steel in Batman versus Superman. I get why you're put off by that, but you also have to take into account the nature of the franchise.
But you also have to take into account that you're making a
It's just
film.
it's like the miniseries Cry for Justice. Okay, the consequences of that Justice League story take place in the Green Arrow books.
Yeah, but
this is how
that's
comic
how comic
books
books work.
It's
That's
not how
movies work.
I completely understand and appreciate. I completely understand and appreciate that point. But they're trying to make these comic book movie universes work the way the comic books work, and whether that's good or bad, I guess, is up for debate. Whether that's good or bad, I guess, is up for debate. But that's what they're trying to do.
But what I'm trying to say, what I was trying to get to, too, even with Man of Steel, like I've seen, like the Avengers focuses, I don't mind that you can have. I'm not saying that those events and those consequences can't pass on to other films. I like when that happens. I like the Sokovia Accords. I like how Batman v Superman opens. But the thing is, your consequences, if we're spending all of this time on those stakes and these people dying, there should be some time spent. Instead of 1 minute and 28 seconds later, you have, he's kind of hot. And, and it's just hey, you saved the world, son. You just like,
so
a bunch of fucking
stupid.
people are dead. Like, that's what I'm talking about. The Avengers takes time to wrap up what happened in New York. The Dark Knight takes time to wrap up what happened. The Batman Begins takes time to wrap up. Yeah,
I'd like to point out that the shitty "he's hotline" is the fun and the quippiness that people claim doesn't exist in these movies.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's a bad joke. It's a bad
joke. It's a bad joke, but it's there.
But
people say there's no humor in the movies. It's there.
Well, it's placed after.
They don't mean no humor at all.
You know where that scene is placed after? That scene is placed after the scene where Superman snaps a man's neck. That's poor timing. That's really.
Oh yeah. One more thing.
I got an idea for an edit.
One more thing. A lot of people hate that Superman killed Zod. I actually really like that. I always thought it was a test for Superman.
I hate it.
I just think it's the way.
It bothers me in the way that it could have been avoided, but I don't care that he killed him.
I think the way it's done. I like the idea of it. It's just that they don't address it after it happens. They don't address it again.
Exactly. That's why I don't. I'm a guy. I like when Superman. Oh shit. Oh no. Sorry.
I like when Superman snaps a mean neck.
I like when Superman doesn't kill because, for me, growing up, DC heroes were always better morality-wise. They were always just like, that's what you're supposed to reach at as a person. But the thing, like when Man of Steel, I think it's a cool choice to make, but like you said, they never bring it up again. They never bring it up again in the movie. They never bring it up again in Batman vs. Superman. They never bring it up again. And it's also not built up because we don't know. Why is it such a big deal that he kills in this movie? Because we don't know that he doesn't like to kill because that was never introduced.
Like killing Zod is probably, and I agree with you, they haven't talked about this and that's a failing, but killing Zod is probably the catalyst for his no-killing rule because he clearly, it was not something that he took pride in, and it was something that he found horrific, but it was necessary. But I agree with you, Superman should be more like the comics where he kills a powerless Zod execution style with a chunk of kryptonite.
Yeah, I know, John Byrne.
We're still talking about Man of Steel.
I don't know. We're moving on. But, yeah, but, we're moving on to Batman v Superman, where Superman tries to kill Batman. So Batman v Superman is the next film in the DC extended universe. It followed Man of Steel, and this is a movie that kind of once again went through a lot of switches around because this movie was supposed to come out in 2015. It was supposed to be Man of Steel 2. But it got pushed back because they kind of wanted to just go ahead and combine a lot of things into this movie to kind of get the DC universe rolling, which I don't think is a terrible idea. It just takes a good amount of execution. And this movie and the right writing. And this movie brought in one of a very big, heavy hitter in Ben Affleck. This movie was the first movie where Wonder Woman made her cinematic debut. It brought in Lex Luthor.
Debut?
I don't know what the hell I just
Debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is late, and I need some water. But, yeah, it brought in a lot of things. Zack Snyder came back. Chris Terrio was brought on. Yeah, and this was a very, very anticipated film. Unfortunately, it's kind of devolved into a very divisive film. And it's actually surprisingly evolved into something kind of cultish. Like, it's kind of a cult favorite in a way, too. But, yeah, this movie is definitely, like it or hate it, it's a cool experimental film in a way. But Miller, what are your thoughts on Batman v Superman? Once again, how has it stayed with you? Has it like kind of aged with you?
It's okay. I think there's a lot of I think it gets a lot of flack that it doesn't deserve, but there's a lot of flack that it certainly deserves. Like, it's just like there's a lot of great stuff in the movie, but the problem is I don't like the movie enough as a whole to want to ever watch it like that. Yeah, I just never want to watch. I just don't like the stuff in the it's confusing, but the stuff that's good in the movie just doesn't just make me want to watch the movie because of all the rest of the bad in there. Again, it's like you got talented actors who are just lost with poor characters and places. I'm in the minority that I do like Jesse Eisenberg. I think he does a great job, and he's much more interesting. Not character-wise, he's better, but he's much more interesting than General Zod. And character-wise, I don't know what they were doing with him, but in its entirety, but yeah, it's just a movie that has a lot of great aspects, whether it be how Zack Snyder directs it, the story, the acting, but there's also a lot that's really bad in it that just really brings the whole movie down. It doesn't sink it, but just never doesn't make me. I never want to go. I'm never like, I want to go watch Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, which I think is a problem. Batman vs Superman. There were two cuts of this movie as well. I forgot to bring that up. There's a theatrical cut and the extended cut, and I think a lot of us lean more toward the extended cut. I think when I watched it about nearly a year ago, I actually had a lot more fun with it. I like how they added a lot more Clark Kent into it. You got to see a little bit more what was Batman's mindset, but I just think this movie, it just doesn't feel like a film to me. It just feels like they're checking a bunch of boxes into where to go with their universe. Like, I really don't like how the movie stops to introduce Darkseid, Apocalypse, and Parademons. Like, the movie literally just stops, and it really introduces this weird scene, which I feel sorry for people who haven't picked up a comic book in their life or watched an animated show where it's just like, why is Batman fighting bug creatures now? What the fuck's going on? So, so it's just like, there's certain things like that I don't like. I don't like how the Flash pops up. And I think, this is a very beautiful film. I will give Zack Snyder props on that, and also he does some stuff with Batman that we have been waiting for forever. I mean, that warehouse sequence is fucking awesome. But, and he throws a batarang in this movie. But, yeah, but I still think this movie is still a fundamental misunderstanding of both Batman and Superman, of what they stand for. And I think they spend way too much time, which I don't mind. I know Deborah Snyder said people don't like seeing their superheroes deconstructed. I love seeing my superheroes deconstructed, but I also like that deconstruction being earned. And it wasn't really earned in this movie, because we're being introduced to a Batman. We're still getting to know a Superman. And I don't like, and Zack Snyder kind of went into this, he said this, he went into this film with, the idea that we've already set up Superman and people know him enough for this film, and I don't think that's right. I think Superman should have been given another film. But, but like I said, Batman v Superman isn't the worst thing in the world, but it also isn't something, like you said, Miller, that I'm ever sitting around just like, I want to watch Batman v Superman now. So
You said it was worse than Suicide Squad, so it must be pretty fucking bad.
It's not. Did I say that?
Yes, you did. You said it was the worst movie in the DCAU.
Oh. Well, I've changed my mind on that, because we'll get to that point. But,
Aaron's like,
yeah.
did my evil twin take over?
Yeah,
I've changed my mind once you pointed out how retarded that is.
Did my X-24 take over?
Yeah, maybe my X-24 takes you over. Did I actually say
Fuck.
that?
I'll bring that up.
Yeah, you did. We were talking
Yeah.
about DCAU one night, and you said that Batman v Superman, and because Miller was like, "You're joking."
Obviously,
right? And then-
Suicide Squad.
I
And I was
mean,
like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
But yeah, you did say that.
well, I mean, it's close.
Because me and Miller were like, "What the fuck?"
It's close, but it's not. It doesn't hold a candle.
Oh, it's nowhere near close.
It's close for
Suicide
Darren.
Squad is bad in like epic proportion.
It is, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But well, what are your? How's Batman v Superman aged for you?
Well,
Kind of looking back on the film.
this is definitely for me. And Dylan, is this still a movie that you're watching like once or twice a week?
Not once or twice a week.
Or
but
once or
what?
twice a night.
Yeah, Dylan is cut down to
once
one.
after this, so.
This is not a movie that handles well on repeat viewings.
Oh,
It's good to watch
Uh-oh.
every once in a while.
I didn't see this
It's
coming.
still,
A twist.
M. Night Shyamalan
It's good.
somewhere smiling his ass off. Just,
it's good to watch every once in a while, but I could not watch this movie as much as Dylan watches it at all. But that
I don't
said,
watch it as much as I used to, but
Well, when you watched it that much.
okay, in a year, I've seen it maybe 4 times.
I've seen it close to 40. So.
How do you watch it that much?
3 hours long. Where do you find the time?
And the
I
movie
don't
feels
know.
almost over when there's an hour left because of that stupid Doomsday fight.
Holy shit.
But I will say, okay, that if you watch it sparingly, at least for me, it's a great movie. I really like this movie. And I don't think it's a failing that it's not a movie I can watch all the time. Because, I mean, yeah, more simple superhero movies I can watch over and over and over again. But I think as complex as this movie is one of the things that makes it great. But it's also one of the things that makes it, for me, where I can't watch it all the time because it is very intellectually draining to me. But that said, though, I felt when I first saw it that the theatrical cut was a good, solid movie, and the extended cut makes it near perfect. I mean, it really is. A lot of people complain that, this isn't their Batman. And in fact, Chuck Dixon, who wrote Batman for all of the 90s, who wrote every Batman character there was. He wrote Detective Comics, he wrote Nightwing, he wrote Robin, he wrote Huntress. He said on Facebook that this wasn't the Batman he wrote. No, Chuck, it's not. This is Frank's Batman. And as a fan of Frank Miller's Batman, I thought they translated it to the screen perfectly. The casting of Ben Affleck was something that I thought came completely out of left field. Like, he wasn't even on the short list that the public was made aware of. Me, personally, I was pulling for Josh Brolin. I thought Josh Brolin would have made a fantastic Batman. And then they came up with Ben Affleck, and I was like, that's interesting. And a lot of people were like, have you ever seen Daredevil? Fuck Ben Affleck. But I'll tell you right now, Daredevil has a lot of issues. Ben Affleck wasn't one of them.
You can say Batman.
Ben Affleck,
It's fine. You can say Batman.
Ben Affleck was great in Daredevil, and he was great as Batman. In fact, for me, Ben Affleck was one of the highlights of that movie. I loved his Batman. I loved his version of Batman. And you Darren, brought up that this was introducing audiences to a new Batman. In a way it was, but it was also introducing audiences to a semi-retired, older, grumpier, get the hell off my lawn Batman. And I enjoyed seeing that version of Batman. So you do kind of have to fill in Batman's backstory a little bit with stuff you already know. But I think that's one of the charms of this movie, because this could be an older version of Christian Bale's Batman. It could be an older version of Michael Keaton's Batman. At any rate, this is a Batman that's seen a lot of shit, and he's not putting up with any of it anymore. And I like that. I disagree fundamentally with people that say this isn't a sequel to Man of Steel. It's absolutely a sequel to Man of Steel. It's not a Superman sequel, but I like that it picks up almost immediately where Man of Steel leaves off, to the point where it picks up at the end of Man of Steel, from, Batman's perspective. But, I mean, this isn't a movie I can watch once a week, but it's definitely a good movie to watch maybe once a year, maybe twice a year. But I think it's a really good movie. It's a solid movie. And I think it's telling that when the extended cut came out, that the internet collectively apologized to Zack Snyder for shitting all over this movie the first time.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that, but anyways.
Yeah, but Dylan, did I?
Well, but it happened. Maybe you wouldn't say it, but it happened.
Yeah, but not everyone.
90% of everyone.
No.
90%.
No. More like maybe 20.
Can I hit you with that 12?
There was a big Dear Zack Snyder, we're sorry campaign.
Dylan, did you talk?
No.
No, Dylan hasn't
Dylan.
talked yet.
So, 40 times, huh?
Dylan, after seeing this movie 57 times,
yeah, seriously.
how has it changed for you?
Dylan's like, I fucking hate it now.
It is not a joke.
Do you actually know, do you
that.
know the number?
Dude, do you pay attention? Like, once a week, this kid is freaking posting a picture, a screenshot of him watching the movie in the chat. He's like, hey guys, guess what I'm watching?
He has like a chalkboard in his room every time he watches it. He marks it down.
He brands himself every single time he watches it.
I actually did used to keep up with how much I watched this movie.
The goal is 100 times by the release of Justice League.
But
my God.
yes, I have seen this movie close to 40 times. That just sounds fucking stupid saying.
Yeah, that's almost as old as Batman and Batman v Superman, so you're doing good.
When this movie was coming out, I mean, obviously, it was Batman v fucking Superman. This was my most anticipated movie of...
Batman v fucking Superman. That's great. They should change the title to that.
This was my most anticipated movie of 2016.
What is the children?
When I first fucking saw this movie, even the theatrical cut, I fucking loved it. I was going fucking insane for this movie. On my second viewing, I liked it less. On my third viewing, I liked it less. But when the extended cut come out, I liked it a lot more. And I am happy to say, after about 40 times of viewing the extended cut for this movie, I do still like this movie. I absolutely fucking love the first two acts of this movie. I fucking love the first two acts of this movie. I think they're brilliant, fantastic. I think the first two acts of this movie are masterful comic book movie filmmaking.
I think the first 10 minutes are.
The third act. Fuck the third act. I fucking hate the third act. The third act is just CGI fucking mayhem that just tears down everything this movie seemed like it was building up to be. This movie should have ended after the fight between Batman v Superman. Yes, I like the Martha scene. I'm not afraid to say it. Even though I think the line about how I bet your parents taught you that you mean something or whatever, I think that line should be taken out because it kind of
defeats the whole entire purpose of the Martha thing.
But I do like the idea of the Martha scene. I think it's brilliant. The idea of it, at least. I just wish they would have taken out that line. And I really like the fight scene between Batman and Superman. The warehouse scene is fucking amazing. Ben Affleck's Batman is probably my second favorite comic book. No, it's one of my favorite comic book movie castings ever.
Okay, who's your first? Your first favorite. If Batman is your second, Who's your first favorite comic book movie casting?
Batman is probably third, actually.
I'm really curious what's first.
It's hard to say between Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke, but
What? How is Robert Downey Jr. How is Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man not in your top 3? How is it not in your top 1?
Wait, what did he say?
How is Joe Manganiello? He hasn't even been
Still
in the
in.
movie.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Hey, you haven't even seen him yet.
I'm sorry. I'm like I wanted that casting for
That doesn't
3
matter.
fucking years, and I got it, and that's perfect, and I don't fucking care. He's gonna be great, and that's amazing.
He's going to be great in the 5 seconds that he's in Justice League.
Can I just ask, like, just really, if you guys
Before
can,
not being brought back for Batman.
Before getting the boot.
if you guys can just say it really quick, Will, what's your favorite casting?
My favorite casting is Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
And Miller?
I don't know.
I think I'll go with Will as well. But Dylan, do you have any more thoughts on BVS?
Yeah. Warehouse Ben Affleck's Batman, perfect. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, perfect. Fuck what people say. I love the first 2 acts of this movie. Doomsday, fuck Doomsday. It's just fucking CGI mayhem. It's a tonal fucking mess from what the first 2 acts of this movie is. I like the idea of killing off Superman, just not in this movie. Yeah, just fuck the 3rd act and fuck the nightmare sequence. Yeah, and those are my main 2 negatives this movie.
Now, that nightmare sequence is one of the worst things. But
I mean, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome, but it just doesn't.
But that's the problem. It's just like they were just standing around the water cooler one day, just like, what if we put Batman in a trench coat and have him fight some more creatures? Like,
I would like to say, okay, that of the stuff that they cut out, when Warner Brothers mandated 30 minutes should have been cut, that nightmare stuff should have gone first.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that they cut that's in the extended cut that should have been left in, and they should have cut that nightmare stuff, because it's not going to make any goddamn sense until we've seen Justice League. And that's a problem.
If they even deliver on
Justice
that,
League.
yeah.
It makes less sense after Justice League.
From what I've read, okay, they will deliver on it. But whether or not what I've read is accurate, that remains to be seen.
Find us!
Or they could go with what was in that leak or whatever.
But yeah, the nightmare stuff, that definitely, leaving that in and cutting Clark Kent doing his investigative stuff, that was a bad decision.
Yeah, that's another thing. People bitch and complain about how Clark Kent didn't do enough reporting in the theatrical cut, and then they gave them that in the extended cut, and people said it was fucking boring. I was like, people, he gave you what he fucking wanted.
I haven't seen anybody say it was boring, but I'll take your...
They said that in the Honest trailer for Batman v Superman.
Oh, did they?
They don't necessarily mean all that.
Anyway.
That's true. Honest trailers, they do kind of troll the movie for the sake of comedy.
Well, guys, it's about time to move on.
We've reached that point.
Although, really, honest trailers with your Logan fucking... Really? Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we reached that point of we've kind of like took a dive, and then we were like flying like through the sky, and then we got a little, and then like it turned night, and it got
Now we just crashed.
Yeah, it got a little dark. It started raining for some reason, and then someone like screamed Martha in our ear, and then we crashed into a trash can, and that trash can is Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is something that I had a lot of hope for. That I was just like, a bad guy movie that'd be pretty good. Pretty good. And it wasn't. Look, this movie is like a hodgepodge. I'm not even gonna like introduce it because fuck this movie. This movie is like a hodgepodge of weird things. It's just a lot of bad decisions, a lot of bad edits, a lot of characters that really this movie should have been their win before Wonder Woman. It should have been. Like, this movie, it's too good of a fucking idea, especially a few months before this movie came out. Assault on Arkham came out, and that movie, an animated fucking movie, trounces all over this movie. A movie that stars Jared Leto, Will Smith, and Margot Robbie. That movie completely walks over it, and it's embarrassing. This movie's embarrassing. This movie should have been a lot more, but they just made stupid decisions, and they made a mistake, and listened to us stupid fucking fans, because we like
Never listen to fans. Fans are retarded.
Because we like the fucking trailer.
That's who they make the movies for, guys.
we like the fucking trailer, and they reconfigured this fucking movie because of a trailer. And
that movie was being reconfigured by the point that trailer came out.
I know, but still, like, they really I think they doubled down after that. But it's just...
Oh, yeah, it got worse.
Yeah, this movie, I don't know.
I will say, though, I had zero interest in this movie until the trailer. And then I was like, fuck, this movie's going to be amazing. Warner Brothers, you let me the fuck down, people.
Yeah, this movie, it's just not good either. It's not rewatchable. It doesn't have good character moments. They're trying way too hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's just... It kind of makes me worried about Justice League, too, because just introducing this many characters, and then not having, like, set up in a way did hurt them a little bit. But anyway, Miller, no, I started with you for the last 2 times. Get the fuck out of here. Will.
Okay.
Yes.
But I was going last. Why don't I get to start first?
Dylan, what do you think about Suicide
Stop whining.
Oh, boy. Okay. This is going to sound redundant because I've said this 2 times already, but my hype for Suicide Squad was obviously was massive. Well, not obviously, but it was massive. Suicide Squad... It
lasted until 6 months after you saw the movie, so yeah. You're hyped for the movie.
You just got so silent. I was like, Dylan just fucking snapped.
Suicide Squad is actually... the comic books are my favorite comic book series ever. And they're my favorite comic book characters. I love... They're some of my favorite comic book characters. I love the Suicide Squad. I love the idea of the Suicide Squad. I think it's really interesting, and it's fun and action-packed. Suicide Squad, New Suicide Squad is the only comic book series that I have every single issue of. And I mean, I love it. That was the comic I went to the comic book store and picked up every single week and read it. That being said, I fucking hate this movie. I fucking hate this movie with every fucking cell in my body.
Dylan, did this movie shit all over your childhood?
Yeah, it fucking did.
Oh, that garbage. That garbage.
As with every single DCU movie that has come out, I loved Suicide Squad when it first came out.
Don't worry, Dylan, you're not alone.
Those were some dark times. I loved this movie for months. I loved this movie until it came out on DVD and I watched it again. I saw this movie 5 fucking times in the theater.
That's true. No, it really was the extended cut of Suicide Squad that brought Dylan down from Cloud 9.
I think it brought us all down.
He was like, you guys are nuts! This is the greatest movie! And then we watched the critics. He was like, fuck this movie!
I gave this movie a 9 out of 10 when I first saw it.
Why didn't you give it a 10? What held it back?
I don't know. Oh my god. This movie's like my fucking life. I was seeing this movie every fucking Tuesday. And then we watched the extended cut. We did a commentary on it. It never got uploaded, but we did a commentary on the extended cut of this movie.
We got to get one again.
And yeah, we need to do it again. That was fucking hilarious. And I got done with it, and I was like, it was okay. I mean, I like it a lot less, but it's still okay. And then I bought it on Blu-ray, and I watched it again. Oh my god. fuck this movie. I fucking hate this movie. It's awful. It's horribly edited. The plot is just all fucking over the place. Enchantress is a horrible fucking villain. The character development is absolutely awful. The dialogue is fucking horrible. The writing is fucking horrible. The direction is fucking horrible. I fucking hate this movie. I fucking hate this movie. It's the worst movie.
Long story short, fuck this movie.
Pretty
Fuck
much.
this movie. Worst movie of 2016. It's a piece of shit. I fucking hate this movie with
Wait.
fucking heart.
So Suicide Squad is worse than Edge of 17?
Yes. Edge of 17 isn't even in my top 5 worst 2016. So.
Okay.
Dylan just doesn't understand how being a teenager works.
Okay.
But Miller,
It's just called poor character development.
what, being a teenager? Miller, what did you think about this movie?
This movie's horrible. I thought...
Fun fact. Noor was the only one to say this movie was bad when it first came out. The only one out of us.
That is true.
You guys thought it was crazy. It's crazy now. This movie, like, as soon as, like, I don't remember the quickest, like, realization I've had that a movie is going to be bad as I had with this one. Like, as soon as I don't know what about this movie, but as soon as the logo came on, I was like, we're fucked.
Right, your friend just looked over to you, Dylan Miller. Why are you crying?
I was just like, oh no. I was like, did someone hit the fucking fast forward button on the movie? Like, what the hell's going on? This is a movie like I don't know what the hell happened with this movie because like they announced it, like they announced their whole slate in October 2014, I think it was, and then like Suicide Squad was like they were casting like 2 months later, and you're like, damn, that was quick. Yeah, it makes a ton of sense now. This is a movie. This along with Blair Witch are the two 2016 movies that if I could physically fight a movie, I'd fight. This movie just pisses me off. It's just because it's like this was the one like everyone was like Darren said, this should have been their win. Everyone was like, this movie's gonna be awesome. It's just the marketing's incredible, and then it just ended up being the worst one. Like, how does that work? Like, Jared Leto, I think, has the potential to be a good Joker. Jared Leto's a great actor, but he sucked. He was so bad. Like, the more I see of him, like, the more, like, seeing... Because people said, oh, you just need to see more of his performance from the 2 hours of footage they apparently didn't release of Jared Leto, claiming there's a whole other movie of Joker footage out there. But the more I see of him, the more awful he is. He had nothing. Like, I mean, the cast was fine for the most part. It wasn't their fault. It was just how they were used. Just because the first half of this movie is just exposition, and then the rest of it's just generic horribleness that isn't fun to watch at all. And you're just like, okay, nothing's happening. Where they're just fighting mindless drones of nothing. And then Enchantress, yeah, was a horrible villain. But yeah, this movie sucks. This movie, this movie's awful.
Well, speak your piece.
Excuse me?
I said Will.
Will speak the piece.
Oh, Will, I didn't hear Will. Okay.
Here's the thing. I had zero interest in this movie until the trailer came out. And then I was like, fuck, this movie's going to be amazing. The trailer fucking lied to me. I'm going to tell you that right now. I thought when I first saw the movie that it was very mediocre. I still think it's mediocre. I don't hate it. I don't think it's awful. I think I think the trailers fucking lied to me. They told me this was going to be a good movie, and it wasn't. It's not unwatchable, but it's definitely not...
It's unwatchable.
It's definitely not good. I thought Jared Leto as the Joker was amazing. Definitely the high point of this movie. And I think the movie missed an opportunity by not making him the main villain.
Yes.
Enchantress did not belong in this movie. She was out of place. She belongs more in a Constantine movie or a Justice League Dark movie. She belongs in a mystical movie, not in a crime underworld movie. The Joker should have been the main villain. And not only that, but without the Joker being the main villain, you don't have a reason to put Harley Quinn on the team. Harley Quinn is a psycho bitch. You don't want her anywhere near your team, no matter how many fucking bombs you have planted at the base of her skull. But having the Joker as the main villain gives you a reason to put her on the team. It's not unwatchable, but I think there were a lot of missed opportunities in this movie. It's definitely not good. I wish it could have been better. The trailers promised me a better movie, but the trailers are fucking lying trailers. You lied!
Okay.
That's all. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want them to try this again. Because this movie should be good. I would like a Suicide Squad 2. Maybe, I want them to leave everybody who was in this movie out of it. Though I don't want to see Harley Quinn again. I want to see a new Suicide Squad doing their thing and just being awesome and being dark and being bad guys. Like, I don't like the fact that, make a movie about bad guys. You don't have to make a movie about anti-heroes. Just make them bad. If you can make them compelling, I will follow you.
Okay, that's another thing. Okay, and spoiler alert for a movie that's a year old, but
And a piece of shit.
yeah, but when Harley escapes with Joker and Amanda Waller, tries to blow her up and it doesn't work, and she tells Deadshot, "Fucking kill that bitch." It is definitely out of Deadshot's character not to fucking kill the bitch.
I know!
Especially when she promised him his freedom, his child. Fucking, he would shoot that bitch in the face.
Also shoot a man in the
Letting her go was Deadshot doesn't have that kind of loyalty. It doesn't exist in him.
And also shoot Amanda Waller. Just fucking, what are you doing? You guys have the upper hand. Kill Amanda Waller.
Like, if any movie didn't understand the characters, this is the movie that doesn't fucking understand the characters at all.
And Batman villains are supposed to be fun and tragic, and they're neither in this movie. But anyway, we digress. Unless there's anything else to say.
No, I don't have anything else to say.
All right.
Fuck Suicide Squad.
Yeah. So, So yeah, that was pretty much our spiel on the DCEU so far. I'm just gonna go back and just say one thing I like about each movie, because I felt like there was just a lot of, for at least Man of Steel. I like the flight scene. I like the fights. BVS, the music, the warehouse scene, and that's it. So anything in Miller?
I love how you didn't mention anything with Suicide Squad.
And also, let's not skimp out on Justice League. I'm curious. I have a feeling in me that this movie might not be as good as I want it to be. I've been waiting for ever for a Justice League movie, so I just really hope this movie's good. But we'll see. I think this movie can just be something if they just allow it to be a Justice League movie, not trying to be anything else but just a Justice League movie. Unite some heroes and make them kick ass and save the day, because that's one thing. Not trying to get into a review for Wonder Woman, but that's one thing I loved about Wonder Woman. It's a movie about a hero doing heroic things. We haven't seen that in the DC universe. I don't think we've seen that in the DC universe. I just want to see more of just heroics. Of the reason I like superheroes is because they're heroes. So I just want to see more of that in the DC universe. But Dylan, what are some of the things you're looking forward to in Justice League?
Steppenwolf. Ben Affleck is Batman again.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's gonna be nice to see.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I mean, just maybe I'm really looking forward to see what Zack Snyder does with the just kind of like the aspect of the team and them collaborating and just kind of being forced to work together to stop this threat and stuff. I'm really interested to just see what he does with that, and I'm really excited to just see everything he does with this movie. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm growing more and more excited curious of more of Ezra Miller's Flash as well. And Miller, what are some of the things you're looking forward to in Justice League as well?
Just how they try to pull it off. Just how because we have Snyder and Terrio instead of Snyder, Terrio, and Goyer, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, just seeing how they pull off it. Just like, I guess the overall package, just because it'd be interesting to see how this movie turns out. Obviously.
Yeah. And Will, what are some of the things you're looking forward to Justice League? Because you've probably been looking forward to it more than any of us.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing all these characters interact together. I really love seeing Batman and Superman interact, and Wonder Woman. And I can't wait to see them bring Aquaman. I mean, Jason Momoa is going to make Aquaman badass. I know a lot of people have said that Jeff Johns made Aquaman badass with the New 52, but no, they're incorrect. Aquaman is lame. He's always been lame, and Jason Momoa is finally going to make him badass. So, I mean, I really am looking forward to seeing Aquaman in Justice League, but I'm just, more than anything, I'm looking forward to seeing a Justice League movie. That's something that I've wanted forever, and I can't wait till we finally get it in November.
Yeah, I mean, look, the DC universe, I think, is it's taken one step forward, and I think Justice League could hopefully be that next step that really gets the ball rolling, where we can. Because my dream has always been having a good Marvel cinematic universe and a good DC cinematic universe coinciding with each other, giving us awesome superhero movies. And if we can get to that point, at least till next year, where Justice League rules, I've seen Wonder Woman, I liked it, and a lot of other people are liking it. Everyone else here is going to get to see it tomorrow, this weekend. We can all like it, and then if Justice League comes out, it rules. If Aquaman comes out and it kicks ass, and they find a way to kind of just keep this. They find what they need to do, their gel, what their direction they need to go in, and it just is awesome. That would be great. And hopefully they can find that within the next few months. But, is there anything else you guys want to say? Like, any of you want to say about the DC universe as a whole? Or...
No.
Apart from Suicide Squad, I love the DC universe.
I think there's some good things. There's, even going...
I will say, though, this was something that I didn't mention in my Man of Steel talk, but I will say I didn't mind General Zod, but I thought they could have done the same thing with Brainiac and have introduced a new villain that we've never seen on screen before. So, I mean, I kind of really wish they had used Brainiac, but they didn't, so it is what it is.
I never thought about that. That would actually be kind of cool.
I mean, they literally could have done the exact same movie with Brainiac instead of Zod.
Well, congrats, Will. I like Man of Steel less now.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's actually a really good point. But, yeah. So, yeah, with all that being said, if you have nothing else to say, I hope if you guys like this video, if you liked us bickering about the DC extended universe, please give this video a thumbs up. If you
be some hate comments on this video.
Yes, if you're passionate about DC, leave some comments below. If you agree with us about some of our thoughts, leave some comments below as well. Be civil, be nice to each other, please. But Miller, where can people find you? If they want to find you, if they don't want to find you, where can people find you?
Oh, I'm not going to say it, because maybe I don't want them to find me.
Oh, snap.
Wow, man of mystery over here. At Miller
Farrow
on Twitter.
Sounds cool.
Tell him where can people find you.
At OG_MVB on Twitter and Instagram.
Where can people find you?
At Will Avid on Twitter. That's WILAVITT, and Facebook.com/WillAbbott
And you guys can find me here at Till the Last Credit, at Darren Lacey Jr., and at Darren Lacey Jr.'s Reviews, with fuck. I put my water bottle down. Yeah, and fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. God, what am I saying?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So much. We're signing off. Bye.
Bye!